Alright, episode 2. My predictions this time. Well, the adventurers did get the quest to save Floon. And, well, last time he was seen in the Skewered Dragon, a tavern in the Dock Ward. And so that's probably the first place they'll go looking. There is like a shop in the same street that has some clues if they choose to go there. Xoblob's shop. I think my players will skip that. They don't usually investigate that much. But I could be wrong, and that's fine. Xoblob is a weird guy, so that should be fun. Anyway, the investigation would lead them to a warehouse owned by the Zentrum. And since one of my players is member of the Zentrum, he probably knows the place. So I will give him the clues, like that there is a back alley or front alley if they want to, so they can pick which way they want to go. Instead of Floon, they will find, well, a couple of Kenku assassins from the Xanatar Guild, and Rina and Neverember, who will be important later, so that's a good friend to make. Because Rina and Floon look alike, both red hair, fences and stuff. So yeah. Finally, if they if there's still time, the guards will show up to slow them down. Because next part of the adventure is like in the sewers, and I haven't prepared that yet, so I don't really want the players to go that fast. So the guards are more of a slow down trick. Not really. So yeah, that's my prediction this time. Let's see what will happen later. Alright, so what happened in session 2? Well, the first time I recorded this, my mic apparently was turned off, so it has been 2 or 3 weeks ago, so hopefully I still remember. I do remember that the start of this session was a bit tricky, difficult for me. That is a problem I have had before in the previous campaign. Startup is always a little bit it's a little bit tough to get the game going. So that's a thing I will need to work on, making sure I have like a good start. Beyond that, I also I just completely skipped Xoblob's shop. So that shop is a little bit fun, I think, but I could plop it down anywhere in the campaign if I need a random weird shop. So I will keep Xoblob in the back pocket for when needed. I did, however, a little bit on the spot. One of my players asked for a perception check. Well, I gave him a perception check, looking for Floon. And I told him he spotted a red-headed halfling, like complaining to the guards about murders. I initially thought this could be a foreshadowing for the warehouse you see here, because the guards are murdered when the players arrive. But now I think it could be fun for a scenario later on. There is a cult of Bane in the city, and that could be fun. Bane is like the god of murder, so yeah, that's a bit fun. But that's for later on. Um, um, the thing in the inn, everything went fine. I think. Just some information the players did get. I did make a bit of a variant on a common mistake. A confusing description. Do you know the weird thing like you walk into an empty room, except there is all this stuff. Well, I described the tavern as like broken down, and that it had always been there, broken down, except for except for the windows, who were freshly smashed. That caused a bit of confusion for one of my players, and that was yeah, not intentionally, but yeah, confusing. Confusing, but didn't have to be so. So that's I need to be a little bit more clear with my descriptions. Yeah, beyond that, well, the players just kind of went to this warehouse where they found Renard instead of Floon, and he accompanies them to well, actually rescue Floon. Yeah, I did quickly give them like a clue in one of the Kenku pockets. Follow the yellow eyes I made up on the spot, and that's like now in the sewers. Later on, the symbol of follow the markings of eyes towards the the hideout of the Xanatar. Yeah, so not much else to tell. The fight with the Kenkus was surprisingly tough, though. A part of this is like I only have 3 players and they're only level 1, instead of like well, 4 is a average group, I believe, but 3 works fine, no problem. But they also had a surprise round, and that's surprisingly vicious. One of the wizards went down in round 1 before he even had the turn. They did all survive, so no harm, no foul. But yeah, they did. Before this campaign started, we had like a discussion between the 2 campaigns, and they did say they wanted a little bit more challenge because well, yeah, the first one I held a little bit back, if I'm honest. Yeah, I just don't like the idea of like randomly a TPK against an enemy that should be just like a fluffy random encounter, you know. Would rather have them like be murdered against an important boss. But yeah, well, that's just the way it is. Yeah, next time they in session 3 they will go to the sewers to save Floon, but that's for next time. Yeah, cheers.